Hello. It's Ninka here from Ninks.com, and I'm going to share with you my Easter cards for this year. You know that I do love to make Easter projects every year, and this is the next one on the list. So it's the Rejoice in Him a stamp set that I'm going to use, and we're going to make two very quick, easy, and simple projects. So I'm going to start with the first one, and it's a very vanilla card base. And I'm just going to do some background stamping. There's this wonderful leaf, like palm leaf image in the stamp set, and let's just quickly start with that. This grid paper keeps on slipping. I don't know what's the story. Okay, so I'm going to use soft suede. I only have a little spot for my soft suede. The color refresh is coming, and in the next, I'm not sure when I will get this up, but in the next couple of days. So if soft suede stays, then I'll probably get me an ink pad pretty soon. So let's just hope that this one gets us through the couple of things we need to stamp. Okay, so I'm just going to use this and just randomly stamp here and there. I'm going to start with a little piece over there. And then because I've only stamped a partial image, I'm going to re-ink. Otherwise, if I go to stamp again, it will give me, a second generation with that little bit as a first generation. So I'm just going to re-ink it again. And then what I like to stamp with soft suede is crumb cake. I feel like the two really complement each other. So I will show you that now. And then let's do one more. So yeah, happy Easter. I hope you will all have a wonderful time. I am, as I'm doing this, actually done with all my Easter projects. Can you believe it? It's done, written, mailed out to friends and family. So I'm ahead of the game there. We've been busy with kids and school, and you know what, let me stamp. I'm going to use a focal image, and it's this wonderful image in the set. And I want to stamp the first one. This one I have all my pieces cut. That's why I'm now wondering which one goes where. But I'm going to stamp this bigger piece in soft suede too. Oh, where was my story? Oh, so we've just been busy with kids and school, and now it's nice. It's spring break. Isn't that a lovely time just to have a little break? And yeah, I'm not going to worry to get this perfectly like straight, because I'm going to do some tearing on the sides. So before I continue with this in a different ink, I wanted to finish my soft suede. Look at me. Instead of finishing the project, I want to finish using my stamp. Wipe this off. So yeah, I also think I'm a bit out of practice with my video making. It's been a while, just like I said, busy with stuff. Okay, so like I said, together with this, I'm going to use crumb cake just for a different color, and we're just going to stamp this in here. I don't care about the middle right now because we're going to cover up the middle. So this is just for some extra interest. That one over there. And that is the background of our card. I really love using this set. I had so much fun with it. I'm going to show you, me and my watercoloring. So while this dries, the other reason I stamped this a little bit earlier is so that it can have time to dry, because we're going to do some water coloring or painting, whatever you want to call it. You know I love that. I have my Whisper White ink pad and my re-inker. So I'm just going to add, I don't know, well, I shake it always before I use it. I don't know, it's a thing. I feel like things that come in these little bottles needs to be shaken before you can use it. So I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm just going to do it. Oop, and the white is very sticky. This is a pretty full bottle. Oh, there we go. And we don't need a lot. I'm just going to paint 2 little images today. If I can find my painter, here we go. So it's a water painter. I happen to have a Derwent one. Stampin' Up has water painters if you want to buy some of that. Just add a little drop of water there and mix it in with my drop of white craft ink. And now I'm just going to paint my image. Like I say, always, we're not, we don't need to be master painters. You just want to completely fill in the area. The thing about the white ink you need to remember is that it dries way lighter than what it goes on as, okay? So if you think you have too much ink on a certain spot, don't worry, don't fuss about it right now. Wait until it dries and then see, if you still feel like there's too much ink there. And the other thing is, I don't mind going over these stamped parts as long as you don't use too much water. It shouldn't bleed. Just use the water sparingly, and it doesn't matter if you go over the lines. Like I said, the white dries way lighter, so the image you stamped at the bottom or your stamped lines will show through after it's dry. So just use as much ink as you feel you need. The other thing also is you don't want to use too much ink, but you also don't want to use too little water, because it helps you with the your strokes. And I'm just following the lines that is already there and just filling up all of the space. See, now there I picked up a little bit more water because I wanted to do a bigger area. And now I'm going to go back with a little bit more color, because I decided it doesn't matter, that I wanted this part to look like it's like coming over the top and that part going in through the bottom. And now if you want to do some highlights, like I did a little highlight there, we can do a little highlight right here, a little highlight right there, maybe a little one right there, but that looks great to me. So that is that one done. Now I haven't found that the white ink is a bit more stickier than the rest. I haven't found that this messed up my water brush, as long as I clean it well. So you can see it makes a different type of, it doesn't really pull, what do I want to say? It doesn't soak into my chamois as the other inks would as quickly. It's more oily-ish, I think. But I just squeeze my brush so that I can get a lot of water in there. And then I just make sure that I do that until it's clear, until I don't get any more white ink. And that's fine. I've used this. This is the only brush I've ever had. And I mean, I've been doing this for years, so it is fine. I'm going to use this again, but before I stick something in there, let's just close it. Now I'm going to give this time to dry, and while I give this time to dry, I'm going to start our second project, okay? So I have a soft suede card base, and I'm going to do the same background stamping, but I'm going to use Early Espresso. You can use soft suede too. It will just give a little bit more of a subtler look, and I only have my little soft suede spot. So I am going to save on the ink by just doing this. Okay, so I'm going to start here. now with my soft suede, I'm going to do a second generation stamping. Okay, so that one there, second generation there. Ink this up again, do a first generation there. And okay, I'm going to get a darker spot, I know, but it's fine. So do you see that little darker spot because it ran off the end here? I don't mind. We're going to cover that part. Let's do one here. And the same thing with this one. I'm going to get a dark tip. I don't mind. It's going to cover it up. And let's do one coming in here and a little one over here. Okay, so that's just for decorating the edges. I'm going to clean this and then stamp my focal image again in Oliespresso. I like to clean my stamps every time after I've stamped, otherwise it can fall over. The block can fall over, and then I have ink on my workspace, and then I have ink on my fingers, and I don't like it. So I clean my stamps every time. Now this one I need to get up high a little bit to make sure my image is on my piece of cardstock. I don't mind it being exactly centered because we're going to tear the edges, as I said, but I just want it to be on there. Okay, I'm going to close this one, clean my stamp. Also like to clean my stamp so that I don't accidentally put it in a different color. I've done that, put a dark color into a lighter color. It's not fun, but I did start with my darker colors. Now I said, oops, even if I did that, it would have been okay. So while this, I just want this to give this a little bit time to dry. I'm going to show you, this is our sentiment strip. So I'm going to use this for the sentiment, and I'm going to emboss it using embossing powder, okay, and Versamark ink. So this is a brand new thing for me. Don't know, I've never done it because I just recently got all of my embossing stuff. So if you've never seen this, it's pretty cool. So Versamark is a very sticky ink. It's a clear ink. So what that does is, I'm just going to do the first, it stays wet for a little bit, but I want the powder to adhere well. So I'll dip it, do it, and then do the other one. Okay, so I like to just give the ink a minute. So you can leave it just like that and have like, it's like a tone on tone type of, you know, ink. It gives a watercolor mark. That's the word I've been looking for. No, the embossing powder comes in like like a little bottle or a little pot or whatever. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot my embossing buddy. Well, let's see how this one goes. And then if it's not great, we will remember, whoa, this is reverse tweezers. We need to do, it's let go to keep it, whoops, tight. This is quite something to get used to. So I just tap it there. That looks good. Let me just see, do I have any? I have a little bit of powder there, that's fine. Okay, so that is fine. Now I'm going to do the other one quickly. I just want the powder to stick to the Versamark while it is still wet. So let's do the next one. Oh, I almost forgot the embossing buddy again. That one looks fine. We'll brush it off with the oh, excuse me. We will brush it off with the brush. So the embossing buddy it just helps it with any static or any oils that are stuck on your fingers, so that the embossing powder don't stick to that. So we will stamp that right in the middle. Grab the tweezers. And give that a little shake. Now let's look at the difference. If you look at this one that we used the embossing buddy with, oh come on, and this one that we didn't, you can see that there is some little pieces of white stuck to that, where with this one there's not as much. So we will just brush that off quickly before we do the magic. I'm going to put that away. I'm going to clear my stamp or wipe my stamp immediately, because again, it's a sticky ink, and I think if you let it dry, you may struggle to get it off your stamp. Now, I don't think a lot of people mind. I just like to have everything nice and clean. Now, I don't want to touch this because it's not been melted yet. Just want to shake off any excess powder that I have spilled here a little bit ago before I turn on my heat tool. There we go. Okay. Grab my little brush and just brush off any extra little powders. That one's good. Like I said, be careful not to touch the actual image you want to set, because you want there, because it will just brush right off. Now you can see, like right there at the E, there's some more powder there, but you know what, that's just what we're gonna go with for now. So let me show you. I'm grabbing this so that I don't burn my fingers, and I hope you will be able to see. I'm going to turn on my heat tool. If it's too loud, I might just turn the sound down on the video. There you can see it start to turn. I hope you can see that. It goes all shiny. That is it. And you don't want to keep it on there too long. But let's see if we can see the difference. Can you see? This one is all bright and shiny, and that one is all dull and matte. And now you just need to give it a minute to cool, because it can still smear, but the minute it is cooled, then it's all solid and on there. Fun. Isn't that amazing? So let's do this one too. See, it's all matte, and I'm trying to find the best angle here. You can see it changing, I hope. There we go. Pretty cool, I think. Very nice. Okay, so that is the heat embossing. Still have some powder on my table, which is fine. Shake that off in a little bit. Now, I'm going to grab this one and quickly paint it exactly the same way as we did the previous one. Just to show you, I'm going to do exactly the same thing, okay? So start right here, and then just bring it all the way around. A little bit more water and ink. And then this little part here. Oh, that's dark. We need some more water. Hold on. So if you feel like a part is just too dark, you can just add a little bit of water. This little piece here, that one there. Just fill up this bottom part. And the minute you've done this a couple of times, you can go really, really fast. And like I said, I don't mind covering up these little details because it will, you know, when it dries, they will show through again. I will show you the difference between the one we did a little bit ago on this one. Now I'm just putting some highlights. So I'm like taking full strength ink that's not really been diluted and just adding a little highlight up there. And I think I'll put a little highlight down here. And let's do just a little bit here. Here we go. I think that is perfect. Quickly going to give my brush a little wipe again. Like I said, I don't want that sticky ink drying on it. I'll do a better job when I'm done, but just a real quick little wash there. Okay, where's the one we did a little bit ago? So I think, can you see? They look pretty similar through the camera actually. But you can still see the, you know, the little accents through there. Okay, while this one dries, let's finish up this first one. Okay, so here's our card base, very vanilla, standard size. I'm going to do some tearing, like I said. So remember, when you want to have these edges, let me show you. I'm tearing towards me, okay, guiding the paper with my thumb where I wanted to cut. So if you tear towards you, you will get this tearing on the side. If you tear away from you, it will be a straight tear like that. Okay, I want to have this effect, so I'm going to tear towards me, and see how I'm guiding the tear with my finger over here so that it doesn't tear into my image. There we go. Same at the bottom and this side. I just felt like the tearing worked with my image. So that is going to be adhered flat right in the middle. So let's go ahead and do that. So get that sort of straight. Oh, and it, like I said, not even my tearing isn't the straightest. It doesn't matter. Now I'm just going to grab a little piece of tear and tape. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put it right over here, like so. And then I have a piece of this. Ugh, what is it? I think I have it here. Hold on. Is it this? Yes, this was the woven ribbon. It was in the last mini catalog, like last year's. I don't think it's available anymore, or I don't know, there may be something on the clearance rack, maybe. But that I had a lot of that, and I think I use it for Christmas. Jeez, I can't remember. Okay, so we're going to use that, and then I'm also going to tear this. So what is that? So this is 4 1/4. I'm guessing that is like 4, maybe 3 3/4 length. I didn't. Oh, hold on. I have another piece. We can quickly measure it. Let's see. So there's like, what? Yeah, 4-ish. Yep, 4 inches of that. Now I'm going to do the same. Tearing with my sentiment strip. Just felt like the clean lines didn't go. And it doesn't take long, and I like the effect. There we go. Get rid of this. So we have that, and I'm just going to grab my dimensionals and stick this. You know what? Let's put this one in the middle. 1, 2, 3. Probably don't need 3. And I'm going to scooch this right over, I think here. Yeah, I want this to be, you know what, I'm going to move my ribbon. No, I want my ribbon there. But I want this to be over the edge a little bit. There we go. Just like so. And I didn't think that needs any more embellishment. Didn't add any bling or anything to it. That is it. Now we can quickly finish the next one. So I have my soft suede. I've done the background. And then I just took a little piece of Berry Vanilla, and it's what, like 4 inches by 2 3/4 probably. And then what I did is I just wanted to crinkle this out. Okay, so I started very carefully just doing the sides so that we can get the fibers to start breaking down. If you start too quickly, I feel like you get tearing instead of like a older look. I felt like if I was gentle with it, it started being more cloth-like as the fibers in the paper broke down. I don't know if it's just the Berry Vanilla and if the other papers would do the same thing, but I thought that was really cool. But you need to be gentle with it. So I just start very, softly, just working all of it in different directions. And then when I feel that the paper starts changing texture, it becomes really, pliable. It's not as hard anymore. Then I can actually go and scrunch it up without it tearing. But it will tear if you don't take it slow and don't start just with it being, being gentle. Okay, so I think that is about it. See how cool that looks? I really love that effect. Okay, I'm just going to add this with some liquid glue. And I'm just doing it in the middle so that I don't stick my sides down that I just worked so hard on getting that effect on. And I'm putting this at an angle right in the middle, like so. Just don't want to push it. I want this to, stand up and do whatever it needs to do, but I just want it to stick. I hope I'm not shaking the table too much. And then I used a piece of this. Now, what is that? It is about 3.5 inches, and I'm going to stick that to the back of ours. Oh, and I also want to tear this just before I forget. Now, this little square is very small. It works when it goes way easier when you give yourself about 1/4 inch on each side. I feel like I just maybe cut this little bit smaller, but it's fine. We will get there. And the last little side. There you go. And I'm going to put some tear and tape again at the back. You can use glue dots or whatever adhesive you think you would like to use. I use different ones. Most of the time I use glue dots on my ribbon, but with this I didn't tie my ribbon or anything. So now I'm just going to put this sort of in the middle, and like you can see, this one is fraying a bit. I don't mind. Oh, what is this? Is it Fine Art Florals ribbon? This one's from way way long ago, I think. I can't remember. But it's also just, I don't think it's available anymore. Now I'm putting my dimensionals at the bottom of my ribbon so that it doesn't add bulk. And let's just put one over there and one over there, and that should be fine. There you go. And I'm going to add this right here, and I'm going to try and get that sort of straight-ish. Same with this, I'm tearing here. Could maybe have done this ahead of time, but I wanted to show you that nice embossing. I hope you could see on the camera the nice shine that it gets. Okay, let's get our dimensionals. Do 1, 2, 3 again. Probably don't need, I think I said that in the previous one too. Probably don't need 3, but there we go. And now I'm just going to put this, so I want it up there, yeah. Just like so. And again, I thought that was just fine. There we go. So that is the 2 designs I did for my Easter cards this year. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will just see you in the next one. Bye-bye.